Special lady. A lady that has been categorized as everything from a force of nature to Memphis's female incarnation of the Buddha. She is a visionary artist and a scholar's scholar. She is a magician of language and thought, whose influence reaches even broader than any of us can imagine. In short, she is truly one of this theater community's great treasures. Gloria Baxter began her work as a professor at the University of Memphis as a young woman in her early 20s, a recent graduate from Northwestern University. She brought to her work a love of literature, a passion for academic rigor, and an unending desire to explore, to know more and more about the theatrical world unfolding around her. Her drive, love of the classroom, and intoxicating curiosity for life and art has taken Gloria many places, some of which I am going to have trouble pronouncing at this time. She and her adaptations and directions for the stage have been seen around the world, from Alaska to Edinburgh, Scotland, from Wyoming to New York, from Oxford, Mississippi to Strasbourg, Dijon, Toulouse, Glasgow, Germany, and beyond. Thank you, WKNO. She has used her scholarship, insight, imagination, and art to advocate for the wild places near and dear to her. She has brought to life the words of Welty, Faulkner, Fournier, Orwell, Brecht, Beckett, Wharton Baker, Williams, and on and on. She has toured throughout France as a guest lecturer by the cultural attaché of the American Embassy in Paris. Honored by the University of Memphis as one of the 100 women who have made a difference in the 100-year history of the university. She is the Thurber House Playwright in Residence and a multiple Ostrander Award winner. She is Professor Emeritus, honored with this title upon retirement as full-time faculty member at the University of Memphis in December 2009. But this is simply the tip of the iceberg.
I've known Gloria Baxter since I was barely 12 years old. I met her and a previous Hugh Gardner-Arian recipient, Joanna Helming, or Josie Helming, as some of you know her, at the very same time at Ruby Tuesdays. The chair at the restaurant was strangely low to the ground for my little 12-year-old body, so the waiter gave me a phone book to sit on, and we ate chocolate chip cheesecake. And I have been leaning in like an eager child to catch every single word uttered from these two extraordinary ladies' mouths ever since. Gloria Baxter is an artist. There is art in all she does, in every bone-shattering finger snap, in every thoughtful response, in every letter, conversation, email, gesture, rehearsal, cup of coffee, there is art. There's artfulness. That is who she is to her very core, and we are all the better for it. Anyone who has worked with her as a collaborator, taken a class, or sat across the table from Gloria knows her almost otherworldly ability to synthesize ideas and to see at the very heart of the matter, and as if by magic, conjure the most exquisitely articulated ideas from thin air. And what does she do with these lovely ideas of hers? She shares them with us.
Gloria was the chair of my MFA committee. Once when I was waiting in Gloria's office to find out if I had passed some MFA milestone, the qualifier, the comps, I'm not sure which, Gloria was examining her desk lamp, which was not working. The bulb had gone out. And it was a halogen lamp, and she had the new bulb in the package, but she was unsure if she was supposed to take the old bulb out without touching it, or if the new bulb couldn't be touched by bare hands, or if the old one couldn't, or if it was supposed to be pulled out or screwed out. Did the lamp need to be tilted up, or would it make it harder for the bulb to come out, or should it be unplugged just in case? Josie joined us and tried to read the instructions, but they were unclear, and somebody's glasses were missing. And we weren't sure if John Mack should be summoned, or what. And I thought, how many theater teachers does it take to change a light? Meanwhile, I was perishing, not knowing if my work had been good, or at least good enough to pass. They noticed my despair and said, "Relax, you passed. Now let's talk about it." The second year of the MFA program was infamous during my years there because that was when you encountered theory and crit and script analysis. Both were taught by Gloria, right? What? Can I get a what? The MFA program is peopled by theater artists who are smart people, who've come there because they were among the brightest their own undergraduate programs had to offer. But we had no idea what was coming. We thought we knew what in-depth analysis was. We were wrong. Long day's journey into night. There were times, what? There were times when I thought I couldn't contemplate even one more time, not even for one more second, what that damn foghorn might represent. But then, a new insight. Not an insight worthy of Gloria, perhaps, but new for me. The feedback on her papers was always incisive without being mean. Nothing about her is mean, not in any sense of that word. C.S. Lewis says that the mark of a good teacher is not that they want to teach you, but that they want to make you into their peers. I'm not sure that there's any power capable of making me Gloria's peer, but if anyone possesses that, she does. She values depth and the language, always through the language. Each word, each syllable, a pearl, a jewel, a signpost on a map that will lead you somewhere you've never been. And it was she who taught me what a choice really is. It's an active thing. She who is as soft as cotton is as true as steel when it comes to digging deeper, looking closer, exploring every option, so that your choice truly has meaning. She finds what's good about you personally, you, yourself, and makes that flourish. She came to see me in a play once where I was lucky enough to share the stage with Tracy Hansen and Michael Camilleri, and she said afterwards, "It's so wonderful to see three interesting people in an open space," and I thought, I'm interesting, because I'm self-centered, but that wasn't the point. She is excellent enough to always, in any work of art, in any paper or analysis, to see what you meant. And she helps you to say it better. She turns on the light for you.
One of Gloria's many gifts is her ability to adapt written materials for the stage, to create compiled scripts. She is a master, let it be known. So to honor Gloria this evening, I have enlisted the help of dozens of her friends, students, colleagues, and collaborators. So recently, they all sent me their written reflections online. And with their permission, I have taken each response and I've created a sort of a poem of sorts, a compiled poem a la Glow, made entirely out of their written response. It's called The Art of Manifesting on the Physical Plane. Or Lady with a Whim of Steel. It's not easy, you know, counting yellow bells one by one slowly as they fade away. It's not easy. It's not easy knowing so deeply the divine nature of a piping hot latte. It's not easy navigating the confluence of rivers of thoughts so perilous that we risk ourselves a little in the current. It's not easy. It's not easy finding radical vulnerability in a world with every thoughtful, reverent step. It is not easy, folks. And yet she does this. This Southern Belle Beethoven in sneakers. This angelic wild-haired Buddha from a hidden dimension with twinkling eyes and Proustian memory and charm and panoramic views and reflecting pools. Intelligence in her backpack. Passion carefully packed. Gently blocked and reblocked in spectacular magic. It's not easy, but she does it. And she does it with strawberries, you guys. She does it with mustard sauce and Christmas presents and transitions and tone poems and contrapuntal rhythms and soundscapes and Paris nights, fireworks shooting like stars from the ends of her well-manicured nails. With baby showers and memory plays in brightly colored thread and noon wine gentility, small beauties spilling out into the room, grace and innocence, camaraderie and wisdom. There's no way to describe it in just one sentence, and if you have ever spoken with her, you would discover that Gloria herself cannot describe anything in one sentence. The generous friend, the mentor, the crystalline wordsmith, this lion-maned visionary armed with coffee and copious notes and dream journals and scenes and rambling blue skies and constellations of Faulkner and Welty and Beckett and Brecht, she is une femme de théâtre, starting an elegantly covert revolution of the spirit. And if you are lucky, you may find her in a cafe somewhere, looking for her glasses, which are probably still on her head. She is somewhere throwing feathers in the air just to see how they might land. She is carving words out of midair with her hands. She is basking in the sun at the edge of a forest somewhere. She is on the edge of her seat, bright-eyed, ready for the lights to come up with the rest of the world all falling away into isness. She's the kind of person who wants miracles and dreams. She is a force of nature. She is a fully loaded starry night, quietly, over and over again, accepting little things for what they are, and of course she is smiling. Perhaps she is smiling over mousse chocolat. She is so large, you cannot see the edges of her. She mothers and she fathers and she laughs through golden words, iridescent words, whoosh. Here comes the zeal, whoosh. Here comes the curiosity, the brilliance, the buoyancy, the oil and pigment of Rembrandt, the gravity and the silence of a blood-red Wyoming moon. Whoosh, she is the river. You can't recognize power until you step into the river and are swept away by the force of it. Contribute, she says, blossom, imagine, dig deeper, look harder. And if the moose charges, just quietly hold perfectly still. She says to us, all is well, she says. All is well. All is well. And so we are all well. Because she has visited us like a feather waiting on a doorstep. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Hugh Gartner Award goes to the lovely, the beautiful, the amazing Gloria Baxter.